So I've opened a separate project in Revit just to give you an idea of how levels work. So in this project, level first floor is set at 0. That is typical. But then I've adjusted the foundation level, and what I was really after was having a specific height of this wall, and then here's my basement floor, and then here's my footing that's underneath that basement wall or foundation wall. So where I'm headed toward is adjusting these levels in our project. So I'm going to go back to that project and notice that one of the things that I'm going to do is rename some of these levels so that they make more sense. So I'm going to close this. So first thing I'm going to do is zoom in on where the levels are. And for my foundation level, what they really mean by foundation is top of foundation, right? So I'm going to click once on foundation and then click a second time. And that changes that text to an editable form. So I'm going to say capital T period O period FDTN. And then I'm going to click someplace else out in white space. Would you like to rename the corresponding views? Yes, I would. So now that says top of foundation, so that's the top of my wall. That makes a little bit more sense. And then basement, I'm going to do the same thing over there. So basement, I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to the end of that, add basement floor, and then click someplace else. Would I like to rename the corresponding views? Yes. And then if you look down below that, my next level down is TO footing. So when they were doing the footings, they used that logic of top of, bottom of, that kind of thing, but they didn't use that logic for the foundation wall. So now I think we're up to speed. If you look over here in the project browser, you'll find that my views were renamed as well, right? So now I have basement floor. That view did not have that name before. It was just called basement. And TO foundation is there as well, although that's not really a view that I'm going to use very much. We might actually delete it if we were going to make this into a project that we're going to keep working on. So that's the first step, is to rename my levels. Now I want to adjust the height of my levels. I know that based on the floor system that I'm going to use under the first floor, I need the top of foundation wall to be 11.5 inches below my floor, my 0 level. So I'm going to click on this dimension here, the -1 foot 3. I'm going to click on that dimension, click a second time to make it editable, and I'm going to enter -11.5 inches and hit the enter button. And so it changed that. So now the top of my foundation wall will be at -11.5 inches. Hold down the roller on your mouse, pan down. My basement floor, I didn't figure that one out. Let's make that -9 feet for right now. We might have to figure that one out a little bit more detailed later. So -9. My top of footing, I figured that one out. I want that one to be -9 feet 11.5 inches. So notice when I'm using a space in between numbers, Revit assumes the first number is feet and the second number is inches. And so I don't have to use my foot and inch marks. I can just use a space in between those numbers, click the enter button, and it's covered up because of this guy. Let me slide this guy down a little bit. So that worked out right. That's -9 feet 11.5 inches. And then my bottom of footing is -10 feet 7.5 inches. Okay, so those are my levels. We'll clean up these graphics later. I don't like the way those look with the lines, the level lines going through the text. That's not good. So, but we'll straighten that out later. Same thing up here where the TO foundation is covering the 0. So that is video number 2. We've established our levels. In video number 3, we will start working on our foundation.